Hubristic, Chapter 5 by Ruth Chippy. 2 weeks later, Lucy and Camilla entered into an office with their bags filled with files. They sat and watched Mr. Liu flip through some files on his table. After some minutes, he cleared his throat and looked up. "Your files?" he asked. Lucy quickly brought out some files from her handbag and dropped it on his table. He gradually opened the files, and after some seconds, he looked up again. "Your idea is good, but you see, my company needs something that can give us our returns quickly," he said. Camilla and Lucy became very nervous. Lucy managed to gain back some strength and looked deep into his eyeballs to portray confidence. "Sir, if your company should sponsor us, the returns would be so quick. We have many talented actors, dancers, scriptwriters, and so on that are willing to work tirelessly to see that we gain a lot. Opening this theater would help create job opportunities, and it will surely bring back returns," Lucy said and looked at Camilla to add some points. Camilla stared at her and kept quiet. Lucy gave her a sign to say something, but Camilla kept shut. "Well, we are sorry, but your points are not strong enough, and we are not ready to invest and lose again. We are sorry we cannot sponsor the theater." Lucy stood up angrily and carried her bag without a word again. Camilla thanked the man for listening and ran after Lucy. She met Lucy outside, almost in tears. "That was a rude way of leaving the office of a prospective helper. Camilla, I thought you went dumb, so you can actually talk. Look, Lucy, it was very obvious that man would not help us. Did you not look at his face? Lucy, there was no atom of hope." "Camilla, he said my points were not strong enough, and that was because you could not chip in something. Lucy, forget his silly excuses. That man never wanted to help us. Look, I don't have strength to talk. I am hungry, and I need to grab something from a nearby eatery. Do you have cash?" "I was about asking you for cash. I have just 200 naira for transport." Lucy, out of frustration, dropped her bag on the floor. She pulled off her heels and squatted. Camilla just looked at her dumbly. We could hear the sound of loud music playing from Kim's room. We could hear Kim moaning from the touch of her vibrator. There was a loud knock on her door, but she was too entangled with what she was doing that she did not hear. The person knocked harder till Kim gained back her consciousness and wrapped herself with a towel. She ran downstairs and opened the door. Lex pushed her and forced himself inside. She turned swiftly and held the door. "I broke up with you. So Lex, what are you doing here?" Lex smiled and walked from one angle to another, hitting his left fist on his right palm. He licked his lips, walked close to Kim and held her tight to kiss her. Kim slapped him and pushed him to the ground. Lex stood up and held her very tight on her neck that she began to gasp for air. He kissed her left ear and whispered, "You have no right to break up with me, except I want to break up with you." He threw her on the floor and dragged the towel. He sat on her and tried to use his hands to press his breast. She resisted, but he held her tight and began to kiss